Accepting our invitation and for being a chief guest at this occasion. Thank you very much, sir, for readily accepting our invitation, and thank you so much for being here. Honorable Chairman of NASSCOM, Sri BVR Mohan Reddy Garu, Pratap Parode, the man who is responsible for the gathering today, founder and president of Smart Cities Council of India, Jayesh Ranjan, our IT Secretary, Mr. Samir Sharma, Mrs. Aluwalia, Mrs. Ishar Aluwalia, and Vincent and also Professor Carlo Ratti, and to all the distinguished gathering here, friends from the media. Once again, happy that this wonderful event is happening in Hyderabad, the National Conclave on Smart Technologies. I think it was Pratap who said, smart technologies and smart cities is an idea whose time has come. And to extend a bit on that, I think nothing can stop an idea whose time has come. And now I think India, as was put earlier, very accurately and very succinctly by the earlier speaker, is definitely at an inflection point where we are set to take off, set to leverage the wonderful things that are happening across the world, especially in the technology space. Now, there is a popular misconception, there is a popular misunderstanding that when we refer to smart technologies, we are only referring to cities and cities alone, cities and towns, if I may add. In fact, incidentally, I am of the firm belief that smart technologies definitely are only as smart as the people that are going to use them. So we may have the fanciest of technologies, we may have the fanciest of tools, but unless you prepare your people, unless you prepare your municipalities, unless you prepare your local bodies, unless you prepare your administration to be able to use them, unless the back end is strong, I think it's futile. But at the same time, the popular misconception that smart technologies are only applicable for urban settings is also wrong. India today, I believe, has young population, which is more than 50% of its total population, about 127 crores, out of which more than half is young. And these young people, let me remind you, 70% of India still lives in the rural areas. And out of these young people, significant portion of them are also well educated, they are adept at using technology, very tech savvy. They may be residing in a village, but at the same time, they're extremely tech savvy and they're wanting to do more. And I believe firmly that technology is the greatest leveler, irrespective of where you are. You could be in a village, you could be in a town, you could be in a metro, irrespective of where you are. The very fact that technology can actually be a leveler and give you that level playing field where you can compete with a metro or a town or a municipality or a corporation or a village, irrespective of where you are physically. It gives you that opportunity to compete, learn and imbibe. And now, technology also, unless it brings about a social change, I think it's futile. We can come up with the fanciest of technologies. In fact, let me just give you an anecdote. Some time back, about 6 months back, there was this fantastic multinational company which specializes in smart technologies. They had come to me, especially after Mr. Venkaiah Naidu and Government of India has launched the Smart Cities project. We've received number of requests from various technology companies for us to listen to them, take a look at the products that they have to offer, etc., etc. So we were sitting and chatting. What happened then was, this gentleman gave me a fancy presentation on a PowerPoint. He was telling me how in Barcelona, how they've deployed this technology and elsewhere as well, Los Angeles, etc. And he was telling me how smartly you can manage your traffic. I said, wonderful. What do you do? He goes, when you are traveling on a road and when somebody abruptly cuts a lane, I can send you a trigger. I can send you an alert to your traffic command and control center, only when somebody cuts a lane abruptly. So I said, why don't you actually give me an alert when somebody is coming at me in a one-way traffic? He looks at me and he goes, why would you need that? I said, welcome to India. The point I'm trying to make is, what is applicable, what is good and what is fantastic on a piece of paper, or in Barcelona, or in Los Angeles, or in New York, or in London, may not be relevant here. I think India needs to find its own solutions. We have to find our own recipes. We have to find our own formulas. Whatever is being done elsewhere may not be, you may not just be able to take it off the rack, bring it to India, implement it in Hyderabad or Delhi or Bombay and say this works. One size doesn't fit all. That's the challenge of smart technologies. We have some fantastic organizations present here. We have some fantastic people who've, dabbled in disruptive technologies here. We also have number of municipal corporations, municipal chairmen, municipalities being represented here by their public representatives. They also want to understand what are the best practices that are being practiced in India. They also want to imbibe the best. Today, for a government to actually take the leadership role and to actually ensure that not just the towns and municipalities, but also the villages, the towns, districts, states, and eventually, India has to become smart. The country has to become smart. The people have to become smart. The biggest challenge for India as a country, while there are too many organizations which offer smart technologies, I think the biggest challenge for us as a state is that we need to do two things to make our people smart, so that they can leverage smart technologies, so that they can actually use them, so that they can actually benefit from them. The two challenges that I see: one, digital infrastructure. As a country, we still have some way to travel. In fact, as government of Telangana, we have an ambitious program, an ambitious project. We are probably going to be the first state in the country to have an end-to-end coverage through what is called the Telangana Drinking Water Project. We are laying almost 150,000 kilometers of pipeline all along the landscape of Telangana and providing tapped water connection, portable tapped water connection to each and every household, which is about 8.5 million households in Telangana. So while we are digging up the landscape of Telangana, what we also decided to do is piggyback on this water project and lay a fiber optic cable along the side of the water cable, ensuring that we also, along with the water grid, we also create a fiber optic grid, thereby giving a digitally, thereby enabling a broadband connectivity to each and every single household in the state of Telangana. We will be the first state in the country to not just be able to provide a tapped water connection, but also provide a fiber optic connectivity to each and every household in the entire country. Now, the second challenge is digital literacy. It's great. Government can decide to spend a few thousand crores and give each and every household a connection, a broadband connection, etc., etc. But how do people actually make use of it? That's the challenge. The second challenge then, therefore, is digital literacy. Now, we also embarked on a very ambitious program called the Telangana Digital Literacy Mission, wherein we want at least one individual in each and every one of these 8.5 million households to also be digitally literate, so that they can actually take advantage of what is being offered in the form of this digital connectivity, be it e-commerce, e-health, e-education. Then there are so many other possibilities. It's fantastic as an idea for us to be able to leverage technology for better traffic management, for better energy management, but it's equally important that we understand, like I mentioned, India still resides in villages, and therefore we also, as government of Telangana, have started leveraging technology, smart technologies, disruptive technologies, to benefit our farmers also, to benefit the agrarian sector also. In fact, I would urge the Honorable Union Minister to take it to the national stage, to ensure that we as a country, as our Honorable Prime Minister keeps referring to, Team India, I think Team India needs to come to the rescue of the farming sector in this country. As a team, we need to provide our farmers with the latest technologies, with the latest information in the farming sector as well. As Government of Telangana, we have initiated a program of supplying phablets to our agriculture extension officers. We're trying to do as much as we can, but I think as a country, there's a lot more we can do. So in the end, I think by the end of these 2 days, I would urge all of you to explore the possibilities of using these technologies, customizing them, finding our own formulae, and also ensuring that each and every man and woman in this country benefits from these smart technologies. Because at the end of the day, technologies, unless they bring about a social change, technologies, unless they benefit the common man, technologies, unless they create a level playing field, I think will still be considered futile by the majority of this country and the world. So I wish you all the very best, and I hope the Smart Technologies Conclave will come out with some wonderful solutions and wonderful conclusions. Thank you very much, and have two wonderful days.